African leaders. 4 years after the UPA era VVIP chopper scam was unearthed, the Central Bureau of Investigation has filed a 30,000-page charge sheet against former Indian Air Force Chief SP Tyagi and 9 others. In Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists attacked a bus of security men at Panta Chowk. 5 policemen have been injured. In Poonch district of J&K, an assistant sub-inspector of the BSF lost his life in a ceasefire violation by Pakistan. Punjab and Haryana High Court extends stay on reservations to Jats and 5 other communities under the newly created backward classes category. It has directed National Backwards Commission to collect data and submit its report by 31st March next year. Noted economist Rajiv Kumar takes charge as Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. Says generating jobs, increasing private investments and agricultural transformation would be his priorities. Government appoints former Home Secretary Rajiv Mehrishi as Comptroller and Auditor General. Former INB Secretary Sunil Arora takes over as Election Commissioner. Death toll rises to 33 in Mumbai building collapse. Rescue agencies managed to pull out 46 people. State government orders inquiry into the incident. Supreme Court refuses former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram's son Karti Chidambaram's plea to move abroad. Says the lookout notice against Karti in INX media case will continue till the next hearing on the 11th of September. Supreme Court appoints a committee of its 2 ex-judges J.M. Panchal and K.S. Radhakrishnan to review 1984 Delhi anti-Sikh riot cases closed by the SIT. The supervisory committee will start functioning from September 5th and it will file its report in the Supreme Court within 3 months. Addressing Sankalp Se Siddhi program in Chennai, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Smriti Irani praises Indian democracy and says that democracy gives wings to the dreams of the country's citizens. Tribal Affairs Minister Joel Oram launches various schemes through Tribes India brand in Delhi. In order to promote tribal products, loyalty cards offering 20% discount are also being issued. The US government will allow people earlier barred from entering the country by President Donald Trump's travel ban to reapply for visas following a legal settlement with campaigners. India's head coach Ravi Shastri has dispelled doubts about Mahendra Singh Dhoni's future, stating that the stalwart is not even half finished yet and is very much in the scheme of things for the 2019 World Cup in England.
Welcome to a special broadcast on the impact of demonetization. On 8th November 2016, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced demonetization of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes, his biggest target was black money. The annual RBI report has revealed that 16,000 crore rupees did not return to the banking system post-demonetization. The Finance Ministry has said that there has been a quantum jump in the number of searches, seizures, admission and detection of undisclosed income. It has said that Operation Clean Money, launched in January, is taking the demonetization exercise to its logical conclusion by investigating tax evasion and unearthing suspicious transactions. It also said that post-demonetization, the number of taxpayers have increased, direct tax collections have gone up, digitization has got a push, informal economy has got integrated with the formal one, and terror funding has been squeezed. Tonight, we will analyze the impact of demonetization on the economy, the financial system, detection of black money and counterfeit currency, and on tax compliance. First up is a look at the objectives of demonetization and the progress made on achieving those objectives so far.
After the RBI declared that 99% of the demonetized currency had been deposited in banks, the government has expressed satisfaction that the objectives of the exercise have been met. The government has said that demonetization will benefit the economy in the long run. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that the impact of demonetization should be looked at from a broader perspective.
The overall impact is that if you are able to increase the revenues of the state governments and the central government substantially, your ability to spend, particularly on development projects, hugely goes up. Then even if in the short term you take a hit for a quarter or two or three, as far as the GDP is concerned, the economy stands to gain from the integration of the informal and the unaccounted economy, which is now taking place into the more accounted economy.
The data given by the RBI on demonetization indicates that 99% of the currency in the market returned to the banking system. The government has clearly said that this doesn't mean that all the money deposited in banks is clean. It will now probe the source of those deposits. The money will be subject to taxation before it can be considered above board. The IT department is probing the entire matter, which is why lakhs of people have been sent notices. Demonetization has led to such a huge cache of cash coming into the system. Taxing it will net the government huge amounts of revenue, apart from unearthing black money. A direct impact of demonetization has also been a widening of the tax base. The FM said there's no doubt that demonetization has had a reformative impact. More people have been compelled to become tax compliant.
The volume of cash currency has come down by 17%. So more taxpayers, bigger tax base, both in direct and indirect tax, more digitization, lesser cash in the system, integration of the informal with the formal economy.
For one, India, which was a high cash economy, has moved towards a formal economy, and the money has moved into the formal system. Direct tax collections have increased by 25%. After the money was remonetized in the form of new 500 and 2000 currency notes, the effective cash in circulation was 83%. Demonetization was an act of disruption, which has led to economic consolidation, improving the long-term financial health of the country. One of the significant advantages of demonetization has been the increase in digital transactions, which are up by 56%. This will be sustained by a less cash economy.
Today, 11.5 lakh crore compared to 15.5 lakh crore is about 4 lakh crore less. So we have been able to substantially reduce the high value notes into the system.
Banks have much more money in the formal system, which is being put to good use with interest rates easing. The Income Tax Department launched Operation Clean Money on the 31st of January 2017 to analyze the data of persons who deposited large sums of cash and whose returns were not in sync with such deposits. Operation Clean Money has since moved into the next phase that includes enforcement actions in high-risk cases, taxpayer engagement through a dedicated website, in medium-risk cases, and close monitoring in low-risk cases. 2.89 lakh crore rupees is under tax scrutiny. Counterfeit currency has almost been completely weeded out of the system, with the RBI checking each note that has been deposited.
जहां तक डाउटफुल डिपॉजिट्स हैं, जो टोटल डेटा माइनिंग की है सीबीडीटी ने और टैक्स विभाग ने, उस पे इन्होंने एक बड़ी मात्रा में लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई किया है कि जिन लोगों की डिपॉजिट और डिक्लेयर्ड इनकम के बीच में कोई मेल नहीं था और उन लोगों को नोटिस गए हैं, उनकी भुगतान हो रही है। तो इससे तो सारा यही एविडेंस है कि अपने आप में व्हाइट मनी ट्रांजैक्शंस का वॉल्यूम देश के अंदर एक्सपैंड कर रहा है।
The parallel economy that created money supply and assets through velocity of circulation of black money was hit hard, as was terror funding and financial support for Naxals. More than 1 lakh shell companies were uprooted from the system, and another 3 lakh such companies have been sent notices. More than 18 lakh people have been served notices to explain the source of money deposited by them. 37,000 shell companies have been identified which were involved in Hawala operations. Tracking Benami transactions has also become easier for the Income Tax Department. With inputs from Ajay Mishra, Newsnight Desk, DD News.
So to discuss the real impact of demonetization on the economy, we are joined by A.K. Bhattacharya, Editorial Director with the Business Standard, and Ved Jain, Taxation Expert. I welcome you both to this special broadcast. I'll begin with you, Mr. Bhattacharya. Can the real impact of demonetization be at least partially gauged by the fact that around 16,000 crore rupees have not returned to the banking system as per an RBI estimate post-demonetization? And is that the quantum of black money thus that has been weeded out of the system so far at least?
No, I mean, I think you have to look at the entire scenario. 16,000 crore not resurfacing or getting back into the banking system is certainly that amount of money which has clearly suspicious money which didn't surface. But there are three large questions that need to be addressed in any discussion on the impact of demonetization on black money. Number one, the earlier expectations of around 4 lakh crore money resurfacing currency notes have clearly were wrong. So I think there is need for an introspection on everybody's part to understand why is it that earlier expectation of 3 to 4 lakh crore of 500 and 1000 rupee currencies not surfacing at the end of the counting of the return notes. Only 16,000 crore resurfaces. So what could have gone wrong and where did it go wrong? That's the point number one.
The Finance Ministry is saying that there is money that has been deposited into bank accounts. That could also be illegitimate money because the color of that money does not change from black to white.
I'm not questioning that. All I'm saying is this, that if the earlier estimate was 3 to 4 lakh crore would not surface, now what has surfaced is 16,000 crore only, which means we need greater detailing, greater explanation of why this amount which did not surface was so small compared to the earlier expectation. So did the people game the system? Now this is what the Finance Ministry is talking about, that investigations are going on, the shell companies, the income tax cases have been opened up, so all those things are happening. But this variance of 3 to 4 lakh crore not to surface and 16,000 crore not surfacing is something that needs a proper explanation. That is point number one. Point number two, there is no doubt that from the RBI's annual report, there is another data point that emerges, which is that before demonetization, the share of cash in the economy was estimated at 12% of GDP. Today's latest data till August 18th or so shows that the cash as percent of GDP is around 10%. So it's clearly some impact has definitely been felt in terms of the dominance of cash in an economy of India's size. So that is clearly...
so the economy is more digitized now is what you are saying?
Yeah, because if you take 2015-16, total credit and debit card transaction, this was estimated at, in the financial year 15-16, was 4 lakh crore. In 16 and 17, 2016-17, total full year-to-year comparison, it is now 6.6 lakh crore. So it is a substantial jump from 4 lakh crore of credit card and debit card transaction in 2015-16 to 6.6 lakh crore of credit card and debit card transactions.
And the Finance Ministry has said the 17% cash is now less.
Yeah, so and that's why I'm saying that I'm describing it in terms of cash as percent of GDP, which has come down from 12% to 10% of GDP.
So your first point is on variance, second is on lesser cash and more digitization, and your
third point is that whether, only time will tell, and further studies and analysis should tell us that whether these goals could have been achieved by some other means, whether the cost that this demonetization caused in terms of disruption to the economy was worth it, or whether we could have attempted the same very goals without causing disruption to the economy, particularly when we knew that GST, which is will be another disruption, was coming. So therefore, these are the 3 points I would make at the primary stage of discussion.
Mr. Jain, on the variance aspect, an account from the government is that this may well be considered as an opinion of, say, the Attorney General in the Supreme Court, and that there was no official estimate, really, insofar as the quantum of black money in the system is concerned. Currently, what we have in terms of cash that has not been deposited into the banking system post-demonetization is 16,000 crore rupees, and investigations are on to detect more sources of black money and more such deposits. So what would you say has been the impact of demonetization insofar as crackdown on black money is concerned?
See, let me explain the point, I think, which is coming up for the last 2 days after the RBI data has been released on this, that gap, which the government expectation and the money which has got deposited. See, the government calculations, I believe, were fair enough. When they said, yes, out of 16 lakh crore, we are expecting around 3 to 4 lakh crore rupees will not be deposited. Now, one thing what the government could have done post demonetization would have been that they would have blocked all accounts and they said that you can deposit the money only after verification. That could have been one way, so that the money doesn't go to the bank. Other way was that in order to continue the society the way it was working, so that it does not come to a standstill, the government gave an option from 8th November to particular date that we will not question you what the money you deposit in the bank account. So government was liberalized in that process in order to keep the society in orderly way and there is no major issue comes up. So all people who were having accounted or unaccounted money, they went to the bank and have deposited therein. So obviously nobody will like to keep the money idle. So they have deposited it. Now the issue is arising is whether the money which has been deposited is the legitimate money or illegitimate money. Is it white money or is it black money? So that's why I believe the gap in expectation and the deposit which is coming up is because of this, the liberalized forum applied by the government during this period of 1.5 months.
But in the first phase of Operation
Clean Money, they were liberalized.
18 lakh
so they allowed every people to go and deposit up to 4,000 rupees, you go deposit in current account, saving account, whatever is the money. Now, that doesn't mean that the money which has reached to the bank is the legitimate money, and still the government is saying that 2.89 lakh crore is under question. So in case that illegitimate money or black money had got deposited into bank account, so I will believe that is a reconciliation between what the government expected and what the money has got deposited into the bank. So there were two ways. You don't deposit it or you deposit it as a black money. So that's the issue one is there. And the second issue which is coming up is that what has been in circulation now and what has been the circulation earlier. As you rightly said, 17% is the gap, which is the money in circulation. That
Very
and
quickly,
now.
yeah.
Now, I explain it in different way. What has happened is, because post-demonetization, everybody holding cash per force was required to go to the bank and deposit the money. So the entire money, including the household saving for the women, for the common men, etc., got deposited into the bank account. And that money has not been withdrawn till date today also, because that's I believe the bank deposit has swelled by this 4 lakh crore rupees odd. So that explains that why this money in circulation is less, which of course is good for the economy, because the 3 lakh odd crore which were unproductive, which were not being used for productive purposes is now available with the bank. They can lend the money, they can give advances to the infrastructure projects, etc. That money can be used. And the people who have deposited, they can earn interest thereon on that part also. And the third aspect which we are touching about the issue is that now going forward, what do we do now? This is the economy, what we say.
We'll come to that, but on this point in time, we'll take a break. So, insofar as the variance in expected figures and the real figures is concerned, the government is, of course, of the view that so far what has not been deposited is around 16,000 crore rupees post-demonetization. However, the exercise is on to investigate all those accounts or all those cash deposits where illegitimate money may have been parked, and that simply by depositing black money into banks, it does not change its color, does not become a white, and which is why searches, seizures, etc. have taken place and more investigations will follow. We'll take a break at this point in time. We'll be back with more. You're watching a special broadcast on the impact of demonetization.
मेहनत का कहना मान ले, रुकने का ना तू नाम ले। उम्मीद है, अरमान है, हम खुद अपनी पहचान है, हम हैं सहारा, हम हैं सहारा, विश्वास की बहती धारा। कस ले हम जो मुट्ठी कस ले, किस्मत अपनी हम खुद लिख ले, बढ़े हर कदम जोश हमारा, हम हैं सहारा, हम हैं सहारा, विश्वास की बहती धारा।
सहारा इंडिया परिवार, आत्मविश्वास की ताकत।
राहुल आया नहीं अब तक? जीते रहो बेटे।
जीजू तो हमेशा ही लेट आते हैं। अरे साले साहब, आपकी तरह सुरक्षित नौकरी थोड़ी ना हमारी जो आना जाना समय से हो। पर मेहनत तो हम भी करते हैं।
अरे भाई, तो उसका फल भी तो मिलता है। 60 के बाद पेंशन, और हमें देखो टेंशन।
पेंशन तो तुम्हें भी मिलेगी राहुल। वो कैसे? नेशनल पेंशन सिस्टम से। आज एक छोटी सी रकम से निवेश करो, टैक्स में छूट का लाभ उठाओ और 60 के बाद पेंशन पाओ।
अरे वाह, ये हुई ना बात। हमारे दुबई हॉलिडेज के फौरन बाद ही रजिस्टर करवाऊंगा मैं।
अरे भाई, इतना इंतजार क्यों? ENPS के जरिए आज ही रजिस्टर करवा लो। और अगर तुमने कभी नौकरी बदली भी, तब भी तुम्हारे पेंशन निवेश का नंबर नहीं बदलेगा। आज ही नेशनल पेंशन सिस्टम में निवेश कीजिए और पाइए ढेरों लाभ। पेंशन तो हो गई पक्की, तो अब खाता खोलो और टैक्स में भी बचत कर लो।